Today, Kilroy is here to fix Dark Souls 2 bosses. Many people see Dark Souls 2 as a bad game. I mean, rightfully so. And along with that, I see wasted potential. Today, we are going to discuss if Dark Souls 2 ever gets a remaster or remake. A remake would be preferable. What changes the bosses should have. I'm not going to mention stuff that is applicable to all or most bosses. Those things have more to do with the whole game itself, like the horrible boss runbacks, awful hitboxes, not enough dialogue, not enough cinematics, somehow easier than the mobs, too many bosses, hard to reach, lack of phases, and so on. As with my Neo Boss ranking videos, do check them out if you have played those. I'll be looking at the boss's lore, gameplay, and design, and try to tweak them to betterment. Let's get started. For some reason, Dark Souls 2 doesn't exactly have a tutorial boss. You may not encounter the last giant as your first, and both the game and the boss suffer because of it. And as for the boss itself, first, take the last giant and give it an actual fucking face. Yorm has a face, so don't come at me with giants don't have faces, silly. Its groaning would be more effective if it had a face. Okay? Not every day you get to meet the one who toppled your entire empire. I want to see that expression to its max. As for the fight itself, instead of making it tear its arm off, have it have no arm to begin with. Instead, make it tear off its leg to make it stationary so that it is not a complete copy of the actual fight with him. Oh, the pursuer. How about pursuing some bitches, huh? Got him. Could have been the best part of the game, really. Might miss it, but the pursuer is not a sole person. In NG cycles, you have to fight two pursuers at one point. So scratch that. Make it one guy, make it follow you all around Drang Lake, make it your rival, and make the fights progressively harder. On the rival note, Oscar of Astora in the prequel was supposed to be a rival to you, but that got scrapped. I feel like that idea somehow inspired the Pursuer, but not to its fullest. Dragon Rider. He's not bad, he's just meh. Well, when you have this many bosses, you're bound to get some meh ones. One of the many things that got removed from the first game but may come back in Dark Souls 3 are the mini-bosses. Dragon Rider would be a fine mini-boss, not an actual boss. Just confirm that the old Dragon series is really just a fanboy. It will keep the fans happy and let them self-insert as well. The club sign of the Flexile Sentry must feel what the siblings of Prodigies feel. The disparity between the two sides is too high. Now don't go wanting the sword side easier. No, make the club guy harder. Ruin Sentinels. One of the best fights all around in the game. Nothing really you can add here. But you can add value to this channel by subscribing. Subscribe and hit that bell to have videos about Souls-like and other games in your YouTube feed. I'll be making a Palworld video next. Look, it's a Souls-like, alright? We're close to 100 subscribers. Let's get it within this month. And a thank you to those already subscribed. Love you guys. We all love the first fight, but 5 fucking gargoyles at once? Really? At least keep the AI in check to not gank us at once. The Lost Sinner. No phases for any of the Lord Souls, so gotta change that. Give the lady a second phase. A horrible second phase, in fact. The bug that got in her eye, make it fully take over and disfigure the body. There's your second phase. Executioner's Chariot. I feel like the fight itself does not need any upgrades other than a higher difficulty. But remove the one in the palace. Its lore really doesn't support 2 horses. This chariot is a special lowdown. Skeleton Lords. It's a gimmick fight. Giving it more or taking something away would ruin the gimmick. I suppose at the end, a giant skeleton spawning would be very funny. Covetous Demon is a good guy and all, but he's just too big for this game. I'm not gonna go Remove this, remove that with most bosses, but Covetous Demon is not most bosses, is he? Remove him. Or make him a mini boss. He does not require a health bar. Let me know down below which of you would want Mytha's head. Haha, original joke, am I right? Regardless, I do not mind the poison pool solely because the steel windmill that you can light a fire on is just beside a bonfire. I would say Mytha's design needs more polishing. Not from a Kumar viewpoint, just she looks so bland, right? Royal Rat Vanguard. Look, humans can join the Rat Covenant, right? So FromSoft actually missed the chance to make some horrendous and gross rat-human hybrid here. Honestly, raid that guy and throw him instead of a rat with a fucking mohawk. The Rotten boss also needs 2 phases at least. The design is too generic. He has enough personality and his design doesn't capitalize on that. And I assure you, they first thought to add the poison dolls in the fight. I know for a fact they thought about it. And I actually think making use of the dolls somehow would have made this fight more memorable. Scorpioness Nachka suffers from the "there has already been a naked, half insect, half beautiful and sexy lady who has gone insane" syndrome. If Koelana did not exist, Nachka would have been memorable more. Maybe in the wrong way, but especially if Tarkus was more accessible, without needing a stupid ring to speak with him. Royal Rat Authority. Actually fucking remove this. Not even make him a mini boss, just remove him. Like perhaps keep the Mohawk Rat as it is and throw my Ratman idea here. Fuck this piece of shit, and its shittiness is not completely the boss itself's fault. It's the smaller rats obviously, otherwise Authority is probably one of the easier bosses with an annoying status effect. Prowling Magus and Congregation, predecessor to Deacons of the Deep, I guess. I think what could have been done here is to have the Magus resurrect for a second phase, or fight the Congregation, kill him, then the Magus thumbs the fucking door to come in. Freya is okay, but spiders have already had an impact in the prequel. Should have chosen another insect. Not something you can implement anymore, you would have to change the whole Seldor area to do that, but and Source Centipedes could have worked too. Also, second phase. Smelter Demon. It's fine. He's just fine. Blueberry though, he's coming. Old Iron King. King of generic as designs more like. Making human size or like Fume Knight or Salelon size and make it an actual fight instead of making us fight a goddamn hole. Twin Dragon Riders. Scrap the unnecessary twin and have an actual dragon or drake or wyvern or even a Komodo dragon or even Smolder here. Don't even have to ride it, just have it there. Leashed or something. But seeing someone named Dragon Rider, Rider Dragon would be nice. Looking Glass Knight is worthy of being the new left hand of Vendrick. And as such, keep him as he is. Foreskin Demon, another gimmick fight. And look, both the gimmick and the problem with the fight is said foreskin. The only way to remedy this would be to circumcise. Oh wait, actually a second phase without the protective hide would have been a nice idea. And anyone who confused this with a young woman, well, how? Is its voice deluding enough? I would say FromSoft missed the chance here to make a monster lady design here. Velstadt. Oh god, so many of these bosses can be just fixed by saying, make it hard. Other than such an easy difficulty at this late stage of the game, he's doing nothing wrong. Guardian Dragon. Have him on a leash. The dragon cage arena is cool and all, but still have him on a fucking leash. It doesn't have to be literal, just make it have clipped wings from experimentation or something because it just keeps fucking flying away. And speaking of experimentation, give it some weird powers that would not fit it at all. Something related to Dark Souls. As Aldia was researching on it. Just a new spell will be enough, I think. Ancient Dragon. Such a confusing design approach. A false dragon yet completely identical to one, and somehow became ancient enough to have the respect of the draconic knights. What? Honestly, just have him as an NPC like the Eternal Dragon Covenant Leader one in the Ash Lake, where damaging that guy did nothing at all. Giant Lord. Make the arena better, bigger and better, and if the last giant was made different, this fight won't feel like a copycat. Vendrick. Make him actually fightable, like, why? Seeing him being hollow is bone chilling and all, but he's supposed to be the strongest in the base game. Even when hollowed, he should pose a fair challenge. You hype him throughout the whole game, and it does pay off narratively, but not gameplay wise. You can have players fight a proper Vendrick in his memory. Best idea. Throne Watcher and Defender. Firstly, why the same stage? For 3 consecutive bosses. I appreciate this boss's approach in handling duo fights though. This boss is simply not memorable enough because you fight the equally not memorable bosses in the same arena. Nashandra. You have to completely revamp the design. When seeing skeletons in a Souls game, who do you think of? Nito, not Manus. Plus, joke of a final boss. Piece easy if it went for the death balls and the fucking broken floor. It would have been over in an instant. Aldia. He's the titular dude of the enhanced version, right? Then, why is he so hard to get to? And the ending that comes with defeating him is so meh. Logical, yes, but so meh. Elena, Squalid Queen. I respect her hustle to be a fully ranged fighter. Almost all of the DLC bosses, barring the co-op area ones, are balanced all around quite well, so this part of the video is gonna be short. As for Elena, utilizing her singing voice would have been a nice touch. Sin. Good dragon fight, but I feel like fire should have been completely removed, only focusing on the poison. It's a very fairy tale approach to dragons, I know, but I have had enough of fire. I do not mind this trio gang fest. Well, I do not mind the idea behind it, that is. If 3 new armor sets were designed for this fight, corresponding to their names and lore of course, I would not have minded this at all. And what the actual heck, man, why can't you get up from here, what? The only difference between Blueberry and the base Splinter Demon is that Blueberry deals magic damage as well. Otherwise, it's a copy-paste. Remove. Instead, it should have been the pre-demonic Iron King. Maybe you barge in their fight? Fume Knight. Mommy issues, am I right? Just kidding, he's perfect. I cosplayed him, of course I'm gonna be biased. Alone, another perfect boss. Ava is cool too. But Lud and Zalin. Remove. Or hear me out. Add all 6 into the fight. There are 7 of this lull to the Ivory King. We fight 3 of them in the game. I'm taking this idea from the Abyss Watchers obviously, but make the rest 6 without Ava fight each other. Surely not all 7 are content with just staying here. Some mutiny would have been nice. Burnt Ivory King. Good. Very good. Perfect even. Am I missing someone? Right. Dark Lurker. Make him fucking accessible. Why are you gatekeeping one of your best bosses this hard? That's it for today. Let me know down below your biggest complaints about the bosses and how you would fix them. Goodbye. Leave a like if you enjoyed and thanks for watching.